This podcast is powered by the Mitt TV of Romeo, Michigan. If you're looking to start a podcast for your business or personal use, look no further than the Mitt TV. Their in-studio podcast experience allows you to record perfect audio and capture amazing video. That's all right here at the Mitt TV podcast studio in Romeo, Michigan. Contact them now via email for a free consultation and to schedule a studio visit at mitt.tvpodcast@gmail.com. Oh, good afternoon, Nathan.
Good afternoon.
We have, each year around this time, we get a lot of interest in our program called Getting to Know the Candidate. And a lot of people are busy. And, November 5th is coming up and they know that it's their duty to go vote. Sometimes you get there and you go, I have no idea, how many board members are there, what the trustees do, and all that, So it's helpful to get to know them a little bit better. And, you and I have known each other for years, and you've been involved in the community for so long. Just tell us a little bit about your background.
I consider myself a lifelong resident, even though I was born in Bay City in 1964. And we moved to Romeo in 1968. My dad was a Bay City police officer, and he always wanted to be in the state. So he finally got in the state in 1968. We came to Romeo, and we've been here since.
And your family has lived right in the heart of the village for a long time.
Yep, right by the Dairy Queen.
I grew up with your sister.
Yep.
Yeah. And how long have you been involved in the community? I know you're involved in a lot of community organizations and your church groups and all that. But how long have you been involved in a member of the board and the village politics?
I got on the board in 2016. So I'm just finished up my 8th year on the board. And aside from that, like you said, I've done a lot of work at volunteer work through my church and volunteer work at St. Baldrick's as a crosswalker.
Yeah.
And wherever else I'm needed, handing out flowers for ladies' night out, whatever the case may be, I like to participate.
And you're always there. You're always talking to the people. People feel very comfortable approaching you, talking to you, because they see you everywhere. You've always been very involved. And you have been on the board for 8 years. And, that's a long time to be in that position. What's the best thing that you've done in that role of trustee for the Village of Romeo?
You're right. Those 8 years have gone by quick.
They have.
But one of the things that I like, that I take the most deal of pride in is when we implemented the sidewalk replacement program, and we got all the northwest quadrant done. That was quite an undertaking, a lot of work, but it was very rewarding. Got to meet a lot of residents. And we also did North Bailey and Dickinson to make sure that the kids had safe passageway because our sidewalks were terrible.
Right.
There's still a lot more that need to be fixed.
Yeah. Well, there's so many trees in the village and the roots, because I walk probably as much as you do. I walk the village and, I go up to eat and go to work and come back and I see things change pretty easily with the sidewalks because the tree roots grow underneath them and you go, oh, here's another spot.
Yes.
But I remember when you were on that.
Yeah, we had some 5 and 6 inch, where they were raised out of the ground for too long.
Are they still fixing them?
Well,
they come up?
We ended that last year. COVID kind of messed things up. Yeah. But we're going to get back at it. The nice part about it was, you never want to go to someone's home and say, hey, guess what? You're responsible for your sidewalks and you got 6 slabs that need to be replaced. But the village went in on half. The village paid for half of that cost. So a lot of people were very happy. Some people still weren't so happy, but it got done. And I'd say the majority of the people were happy. It was just getting done. And
it gave you an opportunity. I remember, because I do walk a lot, that you were always out there, with everybody. I mean, you were supervising the work and you were having, the residents were out there talking to you, sometimes in their pajamas and robes,
Yeah, I'd like to
early morning.
Yeah, it's funny because there were other people that were involved in it at the beginning. And just having to walk every street in Romeo and figure out what slabs needed to be replaced, what address was responsible for them. It was a lot of work, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
And kudos to Jeff Rapp. I
Yeah.
mean, Jeff and Lisa,
Yeah.
they've already saved our church.
Yeah.
But he took a job that no concrete contractors wanted to take
Mm-hmm.
because they were fine with, yeah, let's do this whole street. But Jeff went ahead and did 2 here, 1 here, 3
Right.
there. You don't make as much money that way, but he did it out of his,
And it's a lot more work too.
yes, a lot more
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yes, but he did it out of his their dedication to Romeo.
Right. Right. To the community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kudos to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Couldn't have done
Good
it without.
guy. Yeah. So you have been on the board for 8 years, and and you've been involved with a lot of initiatives, and you talk to the community. Where do you feel the community stands now in the job that you guys have been doing?
I think it stands really good. I mean, we're at a good time. Over the years, I've seen the ebbs and flows of good times and bad times, and
Mm-hmm.
I think right now we're at a pristine point. This town
So
with everything.
so what makes you want to run again?
My love for this town,
Yeah.
yeah, and to keep contributing. I mean, roads is another thing I'm proud of.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that I'm proud of was it was a 4-3 passing of the um, I I made the motion to allow marijuana
Mm-hmm.
businesses to come here,
Mm-hmm.
and we're making a lot of money off of that.
Yeah.
It's almost $100,000 a year,
Yep.
and it's a good thing. And I was like like I said, it was 4-3, but
It
we've
was a
been
tough
trying to
vote. It
we've
was a
been trying to
long
get that done
time.
for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's too bad we couldn't have got it done sooner. We would have started making more money sooner.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we got a couple more businesses coming in,
Yeah.
so that'll bolster that even more.
And it's been good for the community because those businesses also get involved.
They do.
You see them everywhere. They sponsor the golf outings. They sponsor, they're on the back of the Mitt TV,
They're all over.
they're
Yep.
all over. They are
They give
good
back.
community people,
Yes, they are.
so that's been a real plus. So what do you see, with I mean, you have a special meeting tonight. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of changes, and again, you're going to go through another change when November happens. You're going to have new board members. What do you do to, when you think about conflict resolution, which there's a lot of that in a board, especially in the village, Bruce and Washington. There's a lot of moving parts. You're trying to get along with your connecting communities and all that. How do you keep that going as a board member?
Well, I think what I've learned thus far is adaptability.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, new members coming in and that. You just have to learn how to adapt and deal with people in the best ways possible.
Right. I think that you also tend to want to talk to people in person. You're
Mhm.
not a real electronics guy.
Not really.
You never have been.
I bark a lot on Facebook. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I what I've noticed about you is that, you're always in person talking to people, and because, you have to vote, and you're passionate, about your job. You're passionate about your community. And sometimes you have to talk to another person that doesn't have the same opinion as you have. You know, what's your skills?
Well, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
But I think it's just over the years developing those communication skills.
Mm-hmm.
Working for different companies around here and myself, you just learn how to deal with people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially if you're not on the same page.
Right. Yeah.
Gotta,
That's real talent.
got to come up with little things in your mind before you start talking with them and things like
Mhm.
that.
So you have been on the board for 8 years, and there's a lot of things that you're proud of. Why do it again? Why go another round? Not just for your community, but is there anything that you see that you'd like to get done or you'd like to finish?
Well, I guess now that I'm in it, if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm in it to win it,
Mm-hmm.
get things done
Mm-hmm.
for the community.
Is there any initiatives that you're working on now?
Well, I'd like to get back on the sidewalk program.
Yeah.
We almost done with our roads.
Yeah.
So that took a lot more than we expected. But yeah, I'd like to get back on the sidewalks. It's only fair,
Right.
all these quadrants that haven't been done yet,
Well, now they have beautiful roads too, so you want the sidewalks to match.
to go with it. Yep.
And we have a lot of people coming in for Tilson here
Yes.
next month in a week or two. And that's when you really see the people walking on the sidewalks.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's nice to know. We did a bunch over there too, just for that
Hmm.
reason, because
Yeah.
their quadrant wasn't up yet, but we figured we'd take care of that area because of the traffic. Yes.
Yeah, the use of that. I noticed I noticed that just the other day. I thought, oh, Tilson's ready to go. Won't be
Yeah.
people tripping.
No, that's nice too.
Yeah,
I know my mom took a fall a few years ago.
yeah,
It was horrible. She was all banged up really bad.
yeah.
So
Oh, you go down. You don't even know.
you don't even know.
It's at night, and
Yeah.
I walk at night, and I'm constantly looking down because you don't see one, and bam,
Yep.
you're down.
Or this time of year when the leaves,
Yeah.
they can hide them real well.
So what are you hoping for with a new board? You hope to get back into your position, and you possibly are going to have brand new people come onto the board and new blood.
Yeah.
What are you looking for? The
Well,
change.
3 will already be there for
Hmm.
sure, and then maybe a couple more will reclaim their seats.
How many
Um,
positions are open?
I think 3 are open.
Okay.
4 people are running for those.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be the most the same people on the board.
Hmm.
But well, just like with the changes we had a few years ago, again, you just have to learn to adapt.
Hmm.
Not everybody gets along, unfortunately, but you do the best you can to get along and
Right.
for the village, for the
Yeah.
residents.
Yeah. A lot of people would like to get involved, but it takes a lot of time. How do you, with your busy life and your family life, how do you take the time to get the packet? You know, you get the packet on, when do you get the packet? You
Thursday
get it
evening.
on Thursday, and then the meeting's on Monday.
Hmm.
How do you find the time to go over? Sometimes those packets are huge.
They are. Sunday afternoons are huge for me.
Yeah, that's your day.
Yeah, tear into it while it's close to Monday,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it takes a lot of time. And in talking with the people is, I love it when they stop me,
Mm-hmm.
but it does take time, and sometimes that'll lead you to go someplace else to check on something, and it can
Right.
snowball.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of time put into the job for sure.
So when you get your packet and you have questions, what do you do? How do you get those answers? Are you able to call your fellow board members? Do you call the president? Do you call the clerk? How does that all work?
Fellow board members, I like to call Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Matt's got a lot of experience,
Yeah.
or Bob Hart.
Mm-hmm.
He still talk. We communicate a lot,
He was on the
especially.
board for a long time.
Yes, he was. So
Very well educated.
he's a good source.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so those are my people that I go to usually.
He's still in the community.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
still helping
He
out.
just texted me a little bit ago.
Yeah.
Wants to know what's going on.
Yeah. 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 The one good thing about our village is the community and the community support. Because when you live in the village, you love the village.
You
You love it. So what are you looking for? Like when you talk to the people that are going to go to the polls on November 5th, if you were able to talk to people that you want to show up and vote you in again, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to vote for me because I'm committed to this community and making things happen for the better.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the roads, the last 2 boards that I've been on, sorry, we've been I would say that we've been good at getting stuff done,
Mm-hmm.
and that's my goal, is to get things done because the community deserves that.
Right. Nose to the grindstone.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, whatever it takes. And I'd like to make sure that our relationships with our surrounding communities are good too.
The tri community.
Hmm.
I think that relationship is getting healthier and healthier.
I think so.
We have had some changes in the Washington board and all that.
Hmm.
And, with new people coming in with Bruce and Romeo and Washington, they seem to all have the same thing in mind, is restoring and keeping the tri-community relationship.
Absolutely. It's important.
Yeah, our kids all go to the same schools. We all live on borders. I'm Washington and Romeo. A lot of us we've lived in Washington or we lived in Romeo, and it's the community, and the village is where we all gather.
Yep.
You saw the high school homecoming parade,
It was
the
awesome.
amount of people out, all talking to one another, and it's so interesting because when you have this small community and it's just a parade, it's just homecoming, but it's a big thing. People come in with their baby buggies and their families and their kids, and the road is filled, with joy, with positive,
Yes.
yelling and screaming, and
It was nice.
it was a real slice of
The only
Americana.
weird thing is it doesn't come down the street from the high school like when we were
I
in there.
know.
But it's
I
good.
miss that.
I miss that
I
too.
miss that coming past down that big
Hmm.
hill, and
Turn
that's
it into
just
the.
changed last couple years.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's a middle school now. So
Right. Yeah, so they
yeah,
they got to kind of change things. Change is hard.
it is. It is hard, especially the older you get.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're glad you came here today to talk to us and let the people get to know you. You're the same guy that they have voted for year after year.
Well, thanks
And
for having me.
yeah, we're hoping that they vote for you again.
I would
And
appreciate the votes.
we'll see
Yes.
you back on that table real soon.
Okay, like tonight.
All right. Yes,
All
like
right.
tonight.
Thank you, Ruth.
All right.